we have to talk about something else that's actually far more, that's really important. And that's raising some eyebrows as we speak. We got to talk about this because it's raising some eyebrows as we speak. And it is that Grim Bailey, you know I'm bad with last names, has reported or is reporting right now. He's got over 115,000 subscribers or followers on X. He works for for GRV Media, Hitch Football, TBR Football, Pre-Match Podcast, in Sirius XM. Obviously, we know in America Sirius XM is big. And he's saying this exclusive. Eddie Howe tells Paul Mitchell to hand new contracts to Newcastle United trio. Well, the fact that he would just type Eddie Howe tells Paul Mitchell, that makes me that's the way it's written is like Eddie's telling Mitchell what to do. I don't necessarily think that it went that way. However, it's besides the point. Somebody, well, I'm gonna tell you who the players are because I just read a comment under that Twitter post. The players that Eddie Howe told Mitchell that he wants them renewed immediately. And I posted this on the group chat, by the way. If you're not in the group chat, let me know because we need to add you on there. He says that Eddie wants Sean Longstaff, Fabian Schär, and Dan Burn to be handed new Newcastle contracts. Midfielder Sean Longstaff and defenders Fabian Schär and Dan Burn are both out of contract next summer, but all three are still playing crucial roles within Howe's squad. However, it remains to be seen whether sporting director Mitchell will sanction these extensions or instead look at something of a squad overhaul. Mitchell is believed to be assessing the current squad as he gets to know the playing staff, but Howe has made his representations known to the club. And this comes, by the way, this report comes after the earlier report by Mark Douglas that says that everything is kumbaya. They held each other, they hugged, and got matching tattoos. And somebody in the comments, though, and on the X comments, somebody says, Dominic, Jordy Lad 93 says, Mitchell, please ignore that. Unbelievable. Well, no, Fabian Schär, I would give Fabian Schär an extension, though. So I think we need to take Fabian Schär out of the equation in this particular moment. And AG says I don't give a shit how many subscribers he's got. He has not a soul knows jack shit going on at the club. Fact. Well, that's your opinion. But if this is true, let's just put it in perspective. If this is true, that Eddie Howe told Mitchell that he wants Sean Longstaff, Fabian Schär, and Dan Burn to get an extension for next season, it is a fact that they're running out of contract. I would give Fabian Schär another shot. It depends on how he continues his performances if they're that good, because obviously I would like to see Kelly in that center role and see how that performs. If we get Margui or try to get Margui in the winter or possibly in the next summer, then obviously, that would be different. But I still would give Fabian Schär another extension because he could be a bench player. If Margui comes, it could be Margui and Sharp. At the end of the day, I would give Schär an extension. The biggest conundrum here is that Sean Longstaff and Burn. Come on, man. Mighty Win wants to give. I think Gary said the same thing. They want to give Sean Longstaff a new contract because they can sell him. I'm not sure that we are good sellers, to be honest. We did a good job with Minte and Anderson, but I'm afraid of that because you're giving him a contract in hopes that you can sell him. how many clubs are going to buy and spend good money for Longstaff? How many players? How many teams are going to pay Dan Burn a lot of money for Dan Burn? Maybe I would assume that there would a lot of clubs would pay more money for Burn than Longstaff, but I don't know if that much more money. And so it's AG says you give him a contract as a squad player, and also for the homegrown factor for Europe. How come? I've never seen like a Man City discuss this homegrown factor thing, and I'm sure it obviously affects everybody. But I don't think if it's ever been an issue for them. And I wonder why, because they have the players from all over the world. But the point of the matter here is, all those strategies that we can come up with are not enough for me to really look. Sean is I'm sure he's a good lad, but I'm not here to talk about. I don't know him, so I can't say he's a good lad or he isn't. To be honest, either Burn. I can only see what I see. I can only talk about what I see on the pitch, and it's not enough. To me, it's not enough. To me, it's just not enough, man. Well, we got Gillespie, Niall. How many do we need? We got Gillespie in there. We got a lot of players, man. I just don't think I think I would give Burn a shot. I'll probably give Burn a shot, but I think everybody knows that in the long run, Burn is not the starter for this team. And to be honest, I think we should probably work towards that. At some point you're going to have to break the mold. At some point you're going to have to say we have to make that instant change, or else we keep hoping that somebody's going to come for Sean, that somebody's going to come for Burn. But do other clubs come for these players? Let's be honest with each other. Do these clubs come for them? There were talks about Leeds and Leicester for Longstaff. They didn't come for him. And I'll tell you what, if we were in trouble with PSR and didn't want to get rid of Minte or Anderson, I would think that the immediate choice to get of players to get rid of to take care of the PSR problem would be these guys. And clearly nobody wanted him because nobody took him. So we had to give them really good talent. We had to give really good talent away, like Anderson and Minte. And so Longstaff, when are we going to break away from that? If we give him if we get everybody a contract, when do we break away from that? Or do we just don't? When are we going to say, you know what? This summer, we need to make signings. No matter what, we need to improve players. And we need to get rid of some. And somebody said, well, how can you guarantee that we're going to make all these signings if we get rid of Longstaff? Because at the end of the day, he's a body, right? He's still a body in the squad. But at some point, I think you're going to have to. You're going to have to just say, screw it. It's like jumping in a swimming pool. People put their I'm the biggest I'm the biggest at fault in that. I put my toes in first and I go slowly into the swimming pool and I'm like freezing, man. But then, because I feel like that's gonna but my cousin, he just jumps in. He get rid of it, rid of the cold quickly. Yeah, he's no bother. But I'm like putting my one leg, one toe, and just going slow. And I feel like at some point we just gotta jump in the swimming pool. And get it done. If these players are not going to take us to where we need to be, why do we hold the sentimentality? And now somebody's going to tell me, well, you're not a Geordie. You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know what it is to feel Longstaff playing for your club and the feeling of growing a Newcastle fan, being born a Newcastle fan and going to the stadium and playing with with the club of that you love. Yeah. How is that going to win us a trophy? You see, I'm very military in how I live my life. And in the military, you just got to do it, man. Like the Mighty Wind says, stop fannying around and fannying around. Get it done. And you just got to do it. If you got to get rid of players, get rid of players. You got rid of Richie, you got rid of Dummett. That's all I'm saying. Now, a lot of people are not going to agree with me, which is fair, which is fine. But if we think that we can sell a Longstaff, okay, we'll give him a contract. But if you renew Longstaff, it'd be interesting to see how much Longstaff is getting paid. It's probably about what, 40, 50 a week? Probably. And if you renew his contract, you got to pay him more money, right? Because if you just say, because what I would do, if I have to renew him, I would just say, you know what, I'll renew your contract for another year and a half, a year or 2 years, getting paid the same. Because I don't think my reasoning is simple. I don't think you've done enough to deserve a pay raise. To be fair, he probably deserves a pay cut. But Longstaff probably won't sign it. He probably won't sign that. He'll probably say, I need more money. If I want to renew my contract here, I need a little more money. Now, I will appeal to the Geordie-born, because you see, people only use that for one thing. I've heard people tell me, well, he's a Geordie man. We need to help him out. We need to support him. In that sense, can you ask a fellow Geordie brother that's bred, in Newcastle, and show the club a little bit of love, and ask him, can you maintain your same salary? We'll extend you, but can you maintain the same salary? It's a Geordie lad. It's a Geordie friend. It's a Geordie brother. Could you do that for the club? Could you just keep the same money, same salary? We'll renew you for another year, but can you keep the same salary, Geordie brother? Because we only use it for one side of things, but not the other. Well, will our Geordie brother say, yeah, pay me the same? Maybe so. Maybe so. And I do agree with AG's point there. He won't turn a contract down. Where else would he go? Madness, of course, he would sign. So I agree with you on that sense. I agree with you. It could happen. So the same amount of money, he would have to. Are we really? Do we really think that we could sign Longstaff for more money a week when we know he's not performing? Now, imagine Dan Burn. I actually think Dan Burn is the best defender in the history of football. I've said that. When it comes to just defending, when he needs to pass the ball to somebody, I don't think he's good. But when it comes to hoofing the twat, making that cut, getting the ball out of the byline, whatever it takes, I think he is the best defender in the history of civilization. But I think he will have to take a step back. At some point, he's going to have to. Because if not, what are we doing? At some point, he's going to have to. At some point, we have to break away from that. At some point, we have to move on. Right? And so that's what I'm thinking. AG, BDB, center back, yes. Left back, shite. You said it, not me. But you're a Geordie. You were there in Newcastle. So your opinion is more valuable than mine. So please say it with your chest, AG. Say it with your chest. Put it in capital letters, please. Infamous says BDB puts the club before his own well-being. He's so committed. I mean, I could agree with. I don't know. I don't know. I could agree with you. I'll shake your hand on that. But at the end of the day, there's got to be a breaking point where you move on. When do you tell Longstaff and Burn? But when do you tell Burn, man, I think it's better if you come off the bench. Now look, we're basically talking shite because once Botman comes on, what? Once Botman comes on the pitch, and you never know with Eddie though. You never know with Eddie. But when Botman comes on, right now it should be Botman and SHAR. If Kelly is performing well and we want to give him a try at center back, he could be in that position over Byrne. If we bring Margay in, it's a wrap. It ain't even a question that he will start. And the reason why I say he will start, if Margay was wanted by Paul Mitchell, I would tell you, I don't care if it was Beckenbauer. I don't know if he'll start because Eddie is odd. He makes certain decisions that a lot of people don't agree with. And a lot of people think that a lot of Eddie's decisions don't make sense. Hence Tonali. Not started in this team. But the fact that Eddie wants him, I would say Margay started because Eddie wants him. It would be the worst thing in the world now if Eddie asks for a certain player and he doesn't play him. That would be. I don't think I've seen that yet. Eddie has surprised. Eddie's an odd duck, but I don't think I've ever seen a player that he wanted and he is not playing. And you guys can enlighten me. But anyways, appreciate everybody coming on. Of course, thank you so much for your support, and we will see you on the next one, fellas and lasses.